Does that look like you at the skate park? If so, then you've stumbled onto the right video. My name is Chase Ross, and in today's scooter video, I'm going to be showing you guys the best and the coolest ways to get out of a ramp. As I was saying, today I'm going to be showing you guys how to get out of a ramp. This is a common issue that a lot of new riders have when they get into a bowl or they go to a skate park that has a really deep or big ramp. They can't get up the ramp. They may be able to get down into the ramp, but then they struggle and they just like walk around and they ride around for like, 20 minutes. We're going to try to prevent that today. So if you guys are a better rider and you're watching this video, consider sharing this video with someone who's maybe just starting out and maybe getting into our sport for the first time. Trust me, I promise this video will help them get out of the bowl so you can get on with your session. But anyways, for those of you guys who are just now trying to get out of the bowl for the first time, first things first, let's put on our helmet. It's super important that we wear a helmet every time we're learning something new or in general just riding our scooter. And of course, one more thing that might help you guys when trying to get out of a ramp is first getting speed. If you can get speed by properly learning how to drop in, then you're gonna be able to get out of the ramp a lot faster. Now, if you guys need any help learning how to drop in, I might know a guy that can help you guys out. That should do the trick. All right, anyways, let's get into today's video now. All right, in step number one, we're actually first just gonna set our scooter off to the side. Now we're gonna focus on getting comfortable with the transition of the quarter pipe. So a lot of the times when you get to a skate park, you're gonna see a ramp just like this one, and you're not gonna know how to get up and out of the ramp. You might be able to like climbing on it like this, trying to figure out how to get yourself out of the ramp and everything, and you just keep sliding back down. So what we're gonna do right now is we're just gonna get comfortable, getting some momentum, get a step back, running up the transition. Notice while we do this, we keep our body weight forward. While we're running up the transition the entire time, we're leaning over the transition. That way we can make it up the entire way. Real quick, I want to mention, if you guys are having any trouble running up the ramp, maybe your shoes keep sliding out, make sure you're actually wearing a skate shoe or some kind of BMX shoe or scooter shoe. If you guys got a scooter shoe, that'd be sick. Because it's really important that we actually can grip onto the ramp and in general grip onto our ride. We don't want to be wearing some like foam bottom shoes that are going to deteriorate on our grip tape anyway. So snag yourself some good riding shoes. I personally wear Vans just because it has that honeycomb waffle bottom that really grips on to just about everything I ride. Moving on to the next step now, let's pick back up our scooters. Now let's make sure that we actually got enough speed to be able to get out of the ramp. So let's start with just rolling around the ramp, pumping around, and just really generating some speed. While you're doing this, are you able to get close enough to the top of the ramp to even get out of the ramp? If not, then I would highly recommend watching my How to Pump and Flow video. That video will be available in the upper right-hand corner. Now, if you guys are able to generate the speed and get pumping through the ramps and almost get to the top of the ramp, you guys are now ready to move on to step number 3. In this step, we're gonna combine steps number 2, where we learned how to generate our speed, and step number 1, where we learned how to run out of the ramp. We're gonna combine those together now and run and ride our scooter out of the transition. So what we're gonna do right here is we're gonna gather some speed while getting up to the ramp. As we approach the ramp, we're gonna start to run off of our scooter and carry our scooter up the transition with us. While we're doing this, we want to make sure that we're leaning forward the entire time. It's really important that you guys lean forward so you guys can actually make it out of the ramp every single time. While you're doing this step, practice your foot placement. While you're going up the ramp, get about halfway, then take your first step off and then run with your scooter the rest of the way up the transition. Now real quick, I want to mention it is really important that you guys steer straight up the ramp while you're doing this. If you start turning sideways, you're going to turn sideways and you're not going to make it up the top of the ramp. Now at this point, you guys should at least be able to get out of the ramp at minimum. So go ahead and pat yourself on the back. Mission accomplished. We got what we wanted to get done. But now, in step number 4, we're gonna dive into how to actually make this a usable, practical thing at the skate park so we can actually progress our scootering career. Now this step comes down to speed and precision. The more speed you can carry up the ramp, the less work you're gonna actually have to put into getting out of the ramp. So let's go ahead and approach the quarter pipe with more speed this time and try to minimize our steps to only 1 or 2. We are moving right along because in this step, we're now going to focus on how to get out of the ramp with both feet on your scooter. Well, for starters, you're going to definitely need a lot more speed. So let's go ahead and get pumping on this ramp a lot quicker now. Now that we've got enough speed generated to get out of the ramp, let's talk about where you actually want to leave the ramp at. This right here is a great spot to aim for when you're hopping out of the ramp. So when you're approaching the ramp with some speed, you're going to want to actually hop right about here to dodge the coping entirely. Sometimes if you're on a ramp where the coping's super aggressive, you're gonna have to hop even a little bit earlier just to get out of the ramp. Now, while you're doing this, let's make sure that you're still leaning forward. It is so important that you lean forward when you come out of the ramp, because worst case scenario, what's gonna happen if you lean back when you come out of the ramp with both feet on, you're gonna land up here, land back real heavy, and kaboom! That's not fun, trust me. Now, this is also known as a fly out air. So from this point right here, you guys can now start seeing tricks fly out of the ramp and start really progressing your scooting career. And with that last tip, you guys should now be able to go out, get into a ramp, and now get out of the ramp so you guys can have a much more enjoyable time at the skate park. But real quick, before you leave, I got a couple common questions and common issues that a lot of riders ask me, so I thought I'd jot them down right here just in case you guys have the same issue as these questions right here. So question number 1. How do you do this on a bigger ramp? In short, the answer is more speed. The taller the ramp is, the more speed you're gonna need. Now for super tall and or vert ramps, it is totally practical for you to put a foot down on your way up to help push you out of the top of the ramp. But again, the key to all of this is more speed. So the higher the ramp, the faster you're gonna have to be going, and the more you're gonna have to lean forward to get up and over the top of the ramp. Question number 2. Why do I keep getting stuck at the coping? Now, I think I touched on this a little bit in the tutorial, but I might as well say it again because it is really important. You guys are gonna have to jump a little bit earlier than the actual coping at the top of the ramp. So especially if the coping is really aggressive, you're gonna have to jump even a little bit earlier. That way you can leave the transition just high enough and get up and over the coping without even having to worry about hitting it. Now, if you're going for maximum height, sometimes actually using the coping to bonk yourself up and then send the trick is actually the way to get more air time. But for those of you guys just trying to start out, getting out of the ramp, definitely jump a little bit early on the transition. That way you can just glide over the coping and not even have to worry about it. Question number 3. Why do I keep falling back into the ramp? Now, this is a super common problem. Usually it's due to people not leaning forward enough. It's so wild how much I say lean forward in all of my tutorials, because a lot of times when you don't lean forward, it's basically you're just saying, I'm not committing to this. So when you lean forward, you're fully committing to something and you're going and you're actually approaching it right on. So this is a super easy fix. All I would do is just recommend that you lean forward when you're going up the ramp. If you start leaning back and you're noticing you're like getting to the top, but you just keep falling back in, just throw your nose forward, throw your head forward, throw your whole body weight forward, and really lean into the ramp. This will help level you out, especially as you start to reach the top deck. And with that right there, that is my last and final common question. We're gonna go and wrap the video up right there. If you guys liked today's video, make sure to give me a big old thumbs up. And if you guys are not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button down below. And also, do me a favor, go down into the comments and comment your best tip for getting out of a ramp. Also, while you're down there, comment a video idea that you guys want to see in the future. But that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys are now able to get out of the ramp so you guys can have a much better session at the skate park. Until the next video, guys, I'll catch you later. Peace.